My name is Kirsten Simpkins and I'm the Western Australian Director of the Oaktree Foundation. The Oaktree Foundation is a youth-run aid and development organisation. We're run entirely by volunteers who are under the age of 26, and what we're all really about is young people working together to end global poverty. We have education projects within Australia, or programs where we educate young Australians about issues around global poverty and kind of empower them to make action, make change in their own community and their own lives. Then we also do advocacy work within Australia, so we lobby the government to increase the quality and the quantity of foreign aid, and we do fundraising within Australia to fund education projects overseas in developing countries. In May, we run a campaign called Live Below the Line, and what that does is it challenges everyday Australians to eat on $2 a day for 5 days. And so this year, I think we raised about 1.8 million so far from the campaign. So it's a massive success for us. Personally, I did the challenge for a month this year, 30 days living below the line. And so that was, finishing last week was very special for me. It was one of the hardest things I've ever done. Like it really kind of changed the way that I think about food and the costs of everyday living, and kind of like my understanding of how lucky I am to have the life that I have, because I guess so $2 is the Australian equivalent of the extreme poverty line, which is $1.25 US dollars, but it's kind of adjusted for purchasing power of parity. And so for people who live in extreme poverty, $2 is everything that they have for absolutely everything, not just food, but for accommodation and water and healthcare and school and everything. And so just using that amount for food was so challenging, but for so many people in our world, that's everything. And like the perspective that I got from doing Live Below the Line was just incredible to really be able to kind of start to understand that. Like the people that we work with are so rewarding, and when you hear things back from the projects that we work on, that's what keeps me going. I heard a story the other day from one of our projects in Papua New Guinea about a girl named Glenda, and I think she's 18 years old, and we recently reopened a primary school in Yangus, which is a really remote community in Papua New Guinea. And Glenda has, her family's kind of scraped together enough money so that she can attend this primary school, and she's in year 2. And so she goes to primary school with 8-year-olds and 7-year-olds, and she sits next to them and she learns alongside them. And she isn't put off by that. She is just so happy to be getting an education, and one day she dreams of becoming a school teacher. And I think those kind of stories just make me feel like what we're doing is so worthwhile, that we've changed her life, and there are stories like that all over the world, that we're changing those people's lives. The Generate program is about 30 young people in Western Australia. They're all over the country, and they meet up once a week for 2 hours, and they have kind of debate on aid and development issues, and then they get into small groups, and they have a facilitator that mentors them, and they do kind of skills building. And then next semester they're going to have an option to be really creative and do whatever they want, to do an event or a campaign or something that's going to have a tangible impact on poverty. So last year we had groups that made t-shirts and sold them. We had groups that ran events like a quiz night and a old school prom night. So they have a lot of creativity to do whatever they want or whatever they're best at to make an impact. My dream goal is kind of to work for the United Nations. I'd love to work for one of their programs, or in the area of human rights, or maybe for an international aid and development organisation. And these are jobs that I just never really realised were out there before, or didn't realise that I would have any kind of chance of getting those kind of jobs. But through volunteering with Oaktree, I've really become aware of them, and now I'm hoping to apply for some of them for next year. I think all the young people in Oaktree really care about the issue of extreme poverty. They want to do something positive to make a difference in the world, and they've been brought together by finding Oaktree as kind of the place where they can make that difference. And I think we really, in Oaktree WA, we really have this kind of community of volunteers that we really try to encourage, that Oaktree is a place where it's okay for young people to excel, because I think that as a young person who tries to make a difference and tries to strive to be the best that they can be, there's often a lot of kind of social pressure that tells you that that's not the thing to do. People put you down when you're an achiever. In high school, Australians are terrible with it, tall poppy syndrome. So I think Oaktree is kind of this haven where it's okay and it's encouraged for people to be the best that they really can be and to care about things, to care about issues that are bigger than themselves, and that we really like foster that with our volunteers and support that so that they can grow. Young people just have so much energy and so much to give. I think you don't really need hard skills. That passion and energy and drive and determination and optimism, that's worth so much more. Young people are powerful.